When it comes to that long list of crooners and jazz singers who emerged throughout the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, there's one who for me stands miles above the rest, though the reality is he rarely receives all of the accolades he truly deserves. This is largely due to just how many copycat singers the industry was pumping out at the time when they realized how much money could be made there, and many lesser artists have been given far more time in the spotlight than the voice of the unbeatable Johnny Hartman. For me, Hartman is the true epitome of the blues and jazz singer, as you can hear the pain and emotion in every word he sings. And at the same time, his voice is one of the most natural, unforced sounds you'll ever hear. Regardless of the tone in the song, there's this allure, this raw humanity in Hartman's voice that you can't find elsewhere. And he easily makes every song his own, even those that you've heard performed by tons of other people. Honestly, I can't think of any other voice in history that hooked me as quickly and completely as the first time I heard Johnny Hartman. And that hasn't diminished in the least over the years and years that I've been listening to him. At the same time, Johnny Hartman sang with many of the most important and influential bands in all of music history, as he fronted bands for Earl Hines and Dizzy Gillespie, along with his legendary collaboration with John Coltrane, which I still hold as one of the 5 greatest albums ever. The fact that he can work just as effectively in a slower, softer, almost whisper of a voice as he can in those more forward and upbeat numbers makes Hartman's voice just perfect, and he shows throughout his career that there's truly no musical approach that he can't master. To this point, there's really no need for Johnny Hartman to have any instrumentation around him, as his voice is always more than great enough. And there's this humble power and this unparalleled texture to the way he sings that makes every song an amazing musical experience, and everything else there is just sort of filler when compared. But maybe my favorite thing about Johnny Hartman is the level of intimacy that he creates in his vocals, as he's often able to make it feel like you're just sitting alone in a room with him and he's just sort of singing to you at his leisure. This gives an unparalleled level of ambience to almost every one of his songs, as there's this quiet, almost lounge style feel to a number of them, and this level of imagery and overall immersion in the song is rarely achieved to this extent anywhere else. There's just no getting around the fact that when you look through Johnny Hartman's recorded catalog, you're gonna find the definitive version of a number of truly famous songs. And once you hear his voice, all you want is more music from the man. And that is perhaps the greatest tragedy of Johnny Hartman, the fact that there is so little studio recording of his work, as no label was really able to ever market him properly and give him the support that he needed in the studio. Yet the handful of recordings that he made before his sudden death in 1983 remain absolutely essential listening, as they define the idea of natural vocal beauty and what it means to truly have raw talent. Seriously, just go grab the I Just Dropped By to Say Hello record or his album with John Coltrane, and there's no doubt you will be completely addicted to his voice within just a song or two. And you'll quickly understand that Johnny Hartman has never been given all of the credit he clearly deserves, and he pretty much remains one of those true hidden gems of music history. And whether it's the range in songs that he sings, the way that his voice is able to completely surround you, the sense of unguarded emotion and humanity in his tone, or just the sheer beauty of his voice, he remains to me the greatest male vocalist in history, and that's really why I love Johnny Hartman.